Again, we are talking about moving to Mexico as a single woman or not. The question you should ask yourself before you get into this whole venture, and if you leave a comment below, I can send you the list I made. But let me just throw a few things in that I see lots of questions about. For example, why do you want to move at all? Make sure you know your reasons, because finding an area where your money reaches further should not be the only reason. You need to be open to differences in culture, differences in languages, being aware that there is quite a beginning of adaptation period. And with all my other tips and my other videos, you should feel at home in no time. I am talking about the area about Lake Chapala, which is in central Mexico, 7,000 feet elevation, same that I had in northern Arizona. But I chose it because of the climate. So, is climate very important to you? Can you stand humidity? Because here around Lake Chapala is almost none. There are beautiful areas in Mexico that are charming and would fit my bill, so to speak, my checklist, but I can't stand the humidity. So that's another thing. How tolerant are you to humidity? Second, are you coming alone or are you bringing some pets? Do you fly your pets in? Do you drive the pets in? All that is covered in some other video of mine. And then what would you like to bring with you? You can load your car with the essentials and sell everything else you have. That's one option. But I must say, it is not easy to find comfortable sofas and mattresses and so on. So if you want to bring a few of your furniture or personal items in boxes, you might as well bring more than you had originally planned, because when they pack the truck, you will be amazed how much fits into the space you thought you need. For example, half a truck, and that's a lot. You don't need half a truck most of the time. But yeah, there are some things that even though we have Walmart and Costco and now IKEA and all kinds of really big stores, almost all the stores, especially in Guadalajara, even though you might really miss your comfortable favorite chair, or your dog might miss it. So make a list of what you want to bring. For example, even though you can buy stoves here, electrical stoves to cook, I was always wondering why my muffins don't turn out as well as before, or why the gratin is not quite brown. Until somebody mentioned it, the ovens here don't have an upper heating element. When I heard that somewhere, I took the flashlight and got down on my knees and looked into the oven, and I thought, oh my God, I didn't know that. Little things like that. So when you buy a stove, you have to make sure you know which one you want, and do you like to bake or not. um, Other things are more convenient to have with you, and it's quite a hassle to get them here. You have to really look hard and then take a taxi or drive to Guadalajara and get it. So you might as well just throw it in the truck and be done with it. But as I said, it's totally possible to just come with your loaded car. I did that. I had a plan B. I packed everything in a shipping container and parked it on a ranch of a friend of mine in southern Arizona, and then only took my car because I wasn't sure if my destination will really be the final destination, and I didn't want to bring in everything until I know for sure where I end up. But that turned out pretty easy, so I got my things and I'm happy I did bring them. Another thing I wanted to mention is some of the videos on YouTube here say make sure you check if you qualify as a temporary resident and permanent resident before you make that move. That's not how my approach goes, because each Mexican consulate in your hometown has different parameters to decide if you qualify or not. And they can be very generous or they can be very strict. I was lucky, my lady in Phoenix got me through, even though I didn't quite reach that number. But another way to skin the cat is, which is quite controversial and will surprise you, when you sell your house, sell it owner financing, because then you can show that monthly income from the owner financing as your income to qualify. Because just having investments, if you don't pull the same amount on the same day, it doesn't get counted. So if you sell your house owner financing, you just ask for a down payment that's big enough for you to live a few months, or maybe have a down payment to buy something here. Because here too, you can buy owner financed, even though no realtor likes that because they are afraid they don't get their commissions upfront, which they do because it comes out of the down payment. So think about that. That gets you in a higher bracket to qualify. And that is really, I think, the way to go. And the best thing that could happen to you is if your sale falls through, because you can keep your buyer's down payment and start all over again. If you have a good realtor in your hometown where you come from who takes care of all that, it's great. So that's another thing. And then, of course, your personality or your attitude or your tolerance determines where you will be happy in Mexico. Because there are places with a lot of expats, like Ajijic nearby my place here. So you always have somebody to talk to, and you're on the same level like they are. I wanted to come down here to mix more with the Mexican culture, so I opted for Chapala, which is much more diverse in demographics and also in age. It's nice to see some young people for a change. So get this in your head, what is important to you, because the weather and saving money, or maybe the main reason is get out of Dodge. That certainly is a valid reason. So make sure you know what you want before you got on your exploration tour. Then, when you decide, maybe you have picked 3 or 5 places to go to an Airbnb first, and down in the comments, I have the main Airbnb for the Chapala area and Lakeside, which includes Ajijic, as well as the VRBO link for this area. So when you go through all these Airbnbs, don't necessarily pick the ones that are the most beautiful or the best view. Pick the ones that are more practical for your exploration task that you are here for, right? So you want to plant yourself in the middle of where you experience the culture, the noise level, and all that. That saves you time, because if you sit in a plush luxury Airbnb, you don't get the real feeling. So choose wisely. In my next video, I will describe, in my opinion, the best location for my favorite Airbnb. As I said in one of the videos, it was my second choice. The first choice, I was in a plush, beautiful house. The second choice is in the middle of Chapala Centro. I had a great landlord who did everything for me. Besides, he was a doctor in a clinic nearby, which turned out very practical after I, of course, fell chasing my dogs and broke my wrist. Not a big deal. So I would say yes, choose something that is central, that is not expensive. I mean, he charged $40 per night, and I stayed 3 months and then prolonged for more months until my closing of my house happened. So you get a better price, and it was very pet friendly. And you had your own little terrace, and you had the mirror door. It was really great, and all the coffee shops and bistros and the market all in walking distance. So you got the real color of the the place of your new life. Okay, I think that's it for right now. If you want, let's see, what do I else have on the list? Yeah, RFC, health insurance. Yeah, if you want that question list that is pretty explicit, let me know and I PDF it to you. Thank you. Goodbye.